So today's video is backpacking Norway top tips. So the first thing to do when you're looking to book your Norway trip is to find out the key locations that you want to go and then work around these. So you might want to see the Northern Lights, and that way you want to head up to the north of the country. But you also want to plan it for like the right time of year.
Yeah.
Okay, our must-do places to visit are Bergen, Oslo, Preikestolen, the fjords, Trolltunga, Stavanger, and we actually didn't go there, but Svalbard.
Svalbard.
Yeah. Want to work out your budget wisely before you arrive in the country. Yeah. It is really a must with Scandinavian countries because it can really be expensive.
Yeah.
This is like from accommodation to even the price of water. It can be very expensive.
Yeah. So I know that the general preconception is that it is expensive in Norway, but certain things are actually cheaper in Norway than in other Scandinavian countries.
Yeah. Like bread.
Bread. Yeah, bread was a big one that was really cheap in Norway.
What is it called? First price or?
Yes, yeah.
Something
first
like
price, yeah.
Yeah, their bread's really cheap, and a lot of their products are actually quite reasonably priced, especially for Norway.
Yeah, so they do like biscuits, bread, chocolate spread.
Not yogurt, jam.
Jam, yeah. So they do quite
and
a lot
rice
of,
crackers.
Yeah, and they do a assortment like pasta. It's like the branded that and IGA.
Yeah.
Are the cheaper brands of supermarkets, so you could maybe shop there.
Okay, so our next tip is to save on accommodation, is to check out our Airbnbs as opposed to hostels. And that's especially in the cities of Bergen and Stavanger.
Yes.
We actually saved a lot of money by booking in Airbnbs as opposed to hostels, because we were travelling as a couple as well. The 2 dorm beds work out at the same price as a double bed in a private room in an Airbnb.
Yeah, so like a mixed dorm is the same as a private room.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't have the same bed, we had separate beds still, but still nice to have our own private room. And
no matter where you do stay in Norway, make sure that you can cook your own food, because eating out is probably one of the most priciest things that you can do in the country.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think we ate out once, did we?
Yeah, I know as well. So the further north that you travel, the colder it is going to get.
Yeah.
So remember to bring all of your layers with you.
Yeah, because you're heading to the North Pole, so. Especially
if you're hiking, that is. Your point. Remember that the weather can be really temperamental and unpredictable in Norway, so always bring a rain jacket.
Yeah, because even though we went in summer, the weeks before we got there, it was really hot. Like they were swimming down in the fjord, and it was cold, but not that cold. And when we got there, it pretty much rained for a week and a half of our 2 weeks stay there. So
it's best to visit in the summer months for the best weather, as it can be cold and wet during the winter months, but it's not guaranteed.
Yeah, nothing's guaranteed, but I guess that's just with all weather.
The warmer weather does mean more tourists and rather full cities, especially in like the cruise ship destination cities as well.
Yeah.
But the colder months mean that it's not as busy. And especially the hikes will be quieter, like Preikestolen and Trolltunga.
Yeah, absolutely.
So remember to bring a reusable water bottle with you, because water can actually cost around £3 a bottle,
yeah.
And it's better for the environment.
Yeah, exactly.
Save them turtles.
Save all sea life, not just turtles.
So when you're planning on travelling into Norway, you can fly in from various cities across the world. There are lots of flights that go directly into Bergen, Stavanger and Oslo. Mm-hmm. We flew into Bergen.
Bergen, yeah.
From Aberdeen.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to travel around the country, then you could take flights with a budget airline, or you could take trains and Interrail, or we got a ferry at some point.
Yeah, some ferries are reasonably cheap. I think we paid, what, $30?
£30, yeah.
£30. Ferry from
Bergen
to Stavanger.
Yeah.
Yes. Side tip, unless you've got this written down somewhere, make sure that when you're travelling to a city, you know exactly what you want to do in that city and what's around it, because, like Francesca said, there's certain cities in Norway, i.e. Stavanger, that are really heavily dependent on tourism, and more so ferries that come
Yeah,
in.
the cruise ships.
Yeah, the cruise ships. So they shut down everything as soon as the cruise ships leave, which is around 5 o'clock or half.
It was at about 3 or 4, wasn't it?
Yeah, one day it was like one. Yeah, actually.
Yeah. So I expect all of the museums to
everything
close.
to just kind of close down.
Yeah.
All the shops.
So Norway is considered a pretty safe country. We were okay there.
Yeah,
We had no issues.
Nothing happened.
But you should always take precautions to protect yourself when you're travelling, regardless of whatever country it is in.
Yeah.
So you should be aware of any pickpocketers, and especially in busy destinations like train stations.
Mm-hmm.
And such.
Absolutely. Yeah. Always keep an eye on your things.
Yeah. But the true danger of Norway is actually the elements. So hiking, the weather, because, well, it's not. You should always be prepared during every hike. Let somebody know where you're going, and make sure you know in detail the route that it is. Bring extra layers in case you get cold, and bring extra food and water. But you need to stay safe and be stable as you walk.
Unlike somebody.
Yeah, it can be really steep, especially there's one point at Preikestolen which is really, really narrow. It's like 1 or 2 people can only really get
Yeah,
by.
but I mean the thing, it's that the fact that it's really steep and some of the walks are quite dangerous, coupled with the fact that there's a lot of tourism there.
Just do be careful of when you go there, and there can be steep drops, and you can be walking along 1 minute and then be slipping the next. There was actually an Australian girl that slipped and fell to her death at Trolltunga.
She did.
So be careful if you are going down onto the rocks there.
Yeah, I mean it is signposted, but some people weren't really paying attention.
No, there was...
Just kind of keep yourself to yourself and just watch out of what other people are doing.
Just be safe, because I did fall, and it wasn't on one of them walks, but it was walking on a fjord cliff.
Yeah.
And it was pretty much a straight drop, and I did fall, and I tell you what, it was very scary because I threw my body on it.
And you also fell in Austria.
Yeah, I also fell in Austria.
Also on the side of a mountain.
Yeah. But this has been our top tips for Norway.
Yeah.
We have other Scandinavian videos coming soon, so make sure you subscribe. Hit the like button and leave us a comment if you enjoyed this video, and we will see you next time for another Norway video.
Norway adventure.